The user interface is very visually appealing and easy to navigate, especially after the most recent update where they gave free and pro subscription users access to onto program variety, and I think this is one of the gold stars of this application. Things that I really enjoy about the app as far as tools and additional resources. I'm going to give the Boostcamp app on my brand new rating scale. What's up, everybody? Today, we are going to take a look at the Boostcamp app, and we are going to do a ratings and review episode. We're going to take a look at multiple things, starting with features and functionality, program variety, tools and resources, updates and support, and price/value. This is going to be kind of a long episode, so let's get to it. Moving right into features and functionality, we're also going to lump in visuals here. The number one thing I want to start out with is workout tracking. Now, with workout tracking, there are multiple features. This app has everything you need in terms of features and things you want to track during your workouts. So you're going to track things like RPE, not RIR. You are going to have things like target reps, you're going to track pounds or kilos, you're going to track reps completed, and as another feature, depending on what program you choose, you're going to have little notes by the authors of each program as to how to complete certain exercises. So, if you're following the program by Alberto Nunez, he has little things like hold at the top of each rep, or hold at the bottom of a rep. All of these features, all very nice, and what you would expect from any training app. Other things you can do is add warm-up sets, and you can add notes to each of your workouts, which is really nice. Now, if you're on the free version of the app, you can only swap out exercises with exercises chosen by the author. If you're on the paid version, you can swap out exercises with other exercises that you so choose. So, bit of a difference there between paid and free. Another neat feature is the auto rest timer. Now, this is a pro feature. However, you get to try it 30 times and see how much you like it for your rest periods. As far as rest periods go, this isn't that big of a deal to me. I find tracking it on my phone or on my watch or honestly on a clock on the wall, not that big of a deal, but it is visually appealing to look at their auto rest timer, and you can add 15 seconds, subtract 15 seconds, or you could skip it altogether. It's just something nice to have on there as sort of a bonus. Moving on to things like progress monitoring. Now, there is a little left to be desired unless you're on the pro subscription, which allows you to track things like frequency, total training volume, total reps, and estimated 1 rep max across various methods. However, with the free app, you do get to see what you've done with individual exercises, your reps, the loads you used, and you get to look into individual workouts, so you can actually compare from week to week pretty easily. But you don't get to see the accumulated totals for those exercises. Other things that are tracked for you in the free version are you get to see how much time you've spent in the gym, so total number of hours, and you also get to see your total amount of weight lifted, which can be useful and motivating just to see the pounds go up. As far as user interface and visuals goes, the user interface is very visually appealing and easy to navigate, especially after the most recent update where they gave free and pro subscription users access to dark mode. Very nice. You also have the ability to turn notifications off and on. Sometimes they want to send you push notifications. For me, I just turn those off, but still a neat feature as well. Based on what I observed, my overall rating for features, functionality, and visuals, 4.5 out of 5 stars. So far, this is an excellent app. Let's keep it moving though. On to program variety, and I think this is one of the gold stars of this application. There are several programs by different professionals, coaches, influencers. Various people contribute to this app and are authors of different programs that you can take advantage of. Programs range from minimalistic programs to beginner programs, intermediate programs, advanced programs. They have bodybuilding programs, they have hero and villain programs, and many other pop culture inspired programs. Now, I think the variety in programs is really, really cool, especially with some of the themes that programs have. I think a lot of us got into lifting because we wanted to look like our favorite superheroes, or at least train in a way that was similar to them. Now, would this be the way that they train? Possibly. Probably not. But, if you go into a program and it's Dragon Ball Z themed or Batman themed or something else themed, I think it just gives it a little bit extra, makes it more fun, and makes the user experience just a little bit better. Some programs, Alberto Nunez's program, even come with individual variations, which is nice because you can turn one meso that's focused on glutes and hammies into a slightly different meso that's focused on chest and back. Now, not all programs come with variations, but some do. So it's really nice whenever you can take a single program and change the focus of it, because then that'll give you multiple mesos, and that basically takes up a third or a fourth of your calendar year. So lots of value there. My overall rating for program variety, Big surprise here, 5 out of 5 stars. I know of no other application that comes with a wealth of training programs from scientists, professionals, trainers, content creators. It's just all over the board. Now, it does speak to the quality of certain programs, which you will find ratings for each program by different reviewers who have gone through the programs and they have sort of listed out their experience, which we'll get to the user experience later. But I think as far as program variety goes, this app is pretty hard to touch and one of the number one things that I really enjoy about the app. So if program variety is a key feature for you, this is your app. Let's get on to tools and resources, not to be confused with features. It's a fine line. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I know where that line is, but onwards to tools and resources. So far, the application does not have many sort of additional sort of side features, which to be honest with you is okay with me. It does offer instructional gifts and some exercises do come with YouTube linked videos, which is really nice because you get a wide variety of people demonstrating various exercises throughout your programs. There are no real social features throughout the app, so you're not going to be communicating with other users, which would be interesting. I don't know if I'm in it for that type of experience, but if we're talking about tools and features, wants and future wants, perhaps a more social aspect to it integrated into the app might be beneficial, but that may make it more clunky. Two cool things that I really enjoy about the app as far as tools and additional resources goes. Number one, it lets you look through individual reviews, and the reviews are really neat actually. For these reviews, they give an overall review of their experience in the training program, and it goes from 1 to 5 stars. So most of these reviews you'll find range from like 4 stars to, I think the highest one I saw rated was like 4.8 stars. And then you get some additional user information, like their number of training years, which I think is really neat because then you can sort of map it onto yourself, how long you've been training versus how long they've been training. You also get, based on the person's perception, how much strength and muscle they gained during the program. This is a little interesting because we don't know their nutrition status. How do we know that they were in like a calorie surplus during the program? How do we know that they weren't dieting during the program? So, I mean, maybe they lost strength during the program, but that wasn't by the nature of the programming. That was by way of their nutrition status, not so much the training. So I think it's really neat to know whether or not they got stronger or gained muscle, but also we have to caveat that with, we don't know what they were taking in calorie-wise. They also have to rate whether they made marginal, significant, or no changes to the program. So that's cool to know too. If you're reading through a lot of reviews and you see that quite a few people are having to modify the program, maybe it's not the program for you, or this type of program might be more suited to a gym setting versus a garage setting. I find that most modifications come into play as you move from gym to garage to home to just body weight. You're going to have to modify the less and less equipment you have. So paying attention to how much individuals had to modify is actually something neat that you can take a look at. Last cool thing I'll note about a tool in this app is that you can actually share your completed workout with a friend, which from a psychological perspective can act as a really cool commitment device. If you can find some way to share this with a buddy, to engage in this app, or honestly any other endeavor or new goal with a friend, you make yourself more accountable and more likely to continue. So if you're a person who is new to training, this is a really nice app because you can make yourself accountable. If you have a friend that you send your workouts to, you're probably more than likely going to continue on with that workout. So a really nice feature, you can share your workouts with friends. Something else with this newest update is they send you a weekly report, which sort of acts as a reinforcer for the things that you've done. And as a psychologist, I co-sign that. That is a great way to keep yourself motivated to keep going. For me, based on the current tools and resources, they get a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's hard to say that I want anything else. Currently as it stands, tools and resources, really great. Moving on to updates and support. So right before I recorded this, they actually released another update, which, as I mentioned earlier, gave everybody dark mode, which is great because white screens just tend to burn the retinas. So dark mode should be mandatory for any and all apps. As far as support goes, flipping through, they have a great FAQ section with multiple areas that have already answered common questions. These questions cover things that have to do with your account, aspects of programs, custom program creation, custom workout creation, subscription management, and troubleshooting. And looking through the App Store, it looks like they updated the app multiple times a month. Now I could only scroll back 8 months, but for each month, they updated the app 2 or 3 times, which is a really nice sign. This is so important. I think whenever we're looking for a training app, we don't want sort of a lame duck training app that is going to stop getting updates shortly after we use it. Cool thing about the Boostcamp app is it's been in the App Store for 12 plus years, so it's been around the block. And within the last 8 months, they've given you those 2 to 3 updates each and every month, so they are very active. They also respond to positive and negative feedback. If you go through the App Store and read some of the reviews, some of the not so nice reviews, they come back with a response after they've updated a bug or something else like that, which is really good to see. I don't think any of us are expecting perfection, but their conscientious approach to coming back whenever they get critical feedback is something nice to see. With as much updating as the Boostcamp team does, I'm really going to have to give updates and support 5 out of 5. Now, a couple of hours ago, I did send them over an email just to test the waters to see how fast they got back to me. Don't hold them accountable for this. It was only 2 hours ago. Haven't gotten a response back yet. Maybe I'll update you in the future, but as far as their FAQs go and the number of updates they give us a month, I think Boostcamp gets a much deserved 5 out of 5 for updates and support. Probably one of the most important categories, price and value. Let's take a look. Now, you get a lot with the free version of the app. As far as I can tell, you get most of the programs, and only a few of the programs are reserved for pro subscriptions. Some of these programs, like the Dragon Fist program by Bald Omni-Man, that is for pro subscriptions only, and just for the name of that program and who it's by might be enough to tip you over to a pro subscription. Other things you might be missing: charts and analytics, rest timer, plate calculator for warm-ups, auto-generated warm-up sets, and unlimited custom workouts. At this time, you can create one custom workout, so it might be worth it to upgrade to get a lot of those other features. All things considered, between free and pro subscription, you still have enough program variety to get through a whole calendar year with just the free subscription, maybe even longer. And the wildest part about this app is that the pro subscription is only $80 for the year, which is $667 a month, which is almost half the price of the $11 Betty White Frappuccino from Starbucks. And you and I both know you have at least one of those a week, so say goodbye to 1 or 2 Betty Whites, and you can afford this training app for an entire year. RIP Betty White, no disrespect. As far as price and value goes, 5 out of 5 stars. The free version is enough for most people to train effectively for well over a year. The pro version is very cheap, very affordable, gives you some analytics, bells and whistles that can help you progress and stay motivated if you want to go that route too. Now, as far as my overall rating and review, factoring everything we know about features and functionality, visuals, program variety, tools and resources, updates and support, and price and overall value, I'm going to give the Boostcamp app, on my brand new rating scale that I made up just this very second, 6 out of 7 Dragon Balls. It is just 1 Dragon Ball away from everything that you could wish for. And for those of you something out of 10 zealots, this is like 8 or 9 out of 10. Don't ask me how that converts to Dragon Balls, it just, it is what it is. So, the next thing you can do, check out the Boostcamp app if you haven't, especially since it's free, for the most part, and then check out this next episode, and I hope I'll see you all there.